Okay, I'm going to take you through the process now of changing the information on the pages. Okay, so I go back to Cherry Tree Lodge. Up the top there, it takes me to the page. Now, this section here is your content area. This up here is the top bar. This information in here is the header, the menu, and the branding. So the logo is the branding. Down here is the footer, and this down here is the bottom bar. So I'm going to explain the page itself. To be able to change the information in this top bar, you need to take yourself to Theme Options Top Bar. I'll show you that quickly. Okay, you can actually even take the top bar completely off by clicking on that, but it's best probably to leave it there. The contact information is here, where you can actually go in, click, change that information. The email itself is not a clickable link email. I prefer if people use the contact page myself on my website. Okay, and you can actually add social icons to your menu, top menu, but as I'm not aware that you have any Facebook pages yet, but we can do that if required. Okay, I'll go back to Cherry Tree Lodge, that home page. Okay, here is the branding. Okay, branding, that's the logo in the, this one here is the logo you see in the header on a website on a PC. This is the logo you'll see on a website on a iPad and iPhone. So basically the higher definition one is for that purpose. The favicon is the little cherry tree blossom that appears in the top corner normally on, and you'll probably see it on Internet Explorer if you're using that, or Google Chrome. Down here is the copyright information. I don't currently have a year there. Basically I've left that free so we don't have to continually go back and change it. Okay, so I'll go back to the home page. It's best if I do this. Okay, this is the menu. The menu you cannot change, only by, if you've looked at the getting started video, you'll find that it explains how to change the menu. You can add a page via here and create a new page and go through all that, but we'll go through a process of that in a minute. Also, this down here is your social icons, which are also, I'll show you where they're the share buttons. You don't have to have them appear on the page. They are so that other people, if they find your content information or your information interesting, they can share that information directly by clicking on those little icons, and that'll take them to share them on their Facebook page, their Google account, etc. Okay, they're quite good to have if people find your information interesting. Okay, so this here in this part is the slider. It's a Revolution slider. It is not the slider that appears here. Where are we? Slideshow. It is not the one that appears here. It does not appear in your dashboard. I have left it out because it is a little bit difficult to adjust and change. I would prefer to, if you came back to me for that sort of changes for that. I mean, I can put it in there and explain how the process works, but it is a little bit difficult to try and get this imagery looking all the same and uniform, because it's all got to be about the same size file and everything. Okay, so the content information that appears on the page is this. I'm going to show you through the home page first, and then I'm going to go through and show you one of the other pages. So I'm going to, there's two options to edit the page. You can use Edit with Visual Composer, which will take you through a front-end edit. So it'll show you the web page. You can see the web page as it is and change the information directly on the page, just like this. But it is slow, and I don't tend to use it because of that reason. I tend to use Edit Page. It makes it very quick. So we're going to the back end now of that home page. The front end is the website itself. This is the back end. Right, so the back end is set up in boxes. It's basically a row which has been created into 3 columns. Okay, so what I mean by row is if you wanted to add another row in here, you can add a row by clicking on that and then going into the row and changing the column, how many columns you like. There's plenty of options here. You probably won't need to use custom. Okay, so to be able to change the information on the page that currently stands, all you need to do is click on the little pencil tool, it's the edit tool. You can go in, click and select whatever you want to do, retype, change, but make sure you click on Save Changes before finishing the changes. Okay, these bits and pieces here, this is a fancy title, so basically I've set that up so it's just got the phone number. You can change that information. It's got a dash separator line, and as you can see when you looked at the front page itself. Okay, these gaps are just set so that the page sort of works nicely. There's a bit of space between bits and pieces. Okay, the Google Maps, it's gobbledygook. It is typically an iframe, and I have set that up through my Google Chrome account with so the maps all done. This is a single image. It's basically the Southern Flinders logo with the Southern Flinders logo has the link as such on there. It's set to a thumbnail image. You can change it so that it's a different size, but I've kept it small. Okay, so these features are all within here that you can actually add another row, add bits and pieces. You can put a single image in, a text block. It's all very easy. All you do is click and select, but make sure you've set up a row first, put your columns in, and then start adding those elements. It's a good idea to have a little play, create a new page, and try that out. To create a new page, all you need to do is click this, or add new there. Okay, and then you can play around with it. This page doesn't have a sidebar. Generally, when you create a new page, it will default to a right sidebar. This one's been disabled because it is a home page. It doesn't need it. But now I'm going to take you to another page. These bits and pieces here, you won't need to adjust. It's no slide. Well, that's a slideshow. If you change that, your slideshow will disappear. Okay, and we're using Slider Revolution. I have set up the slideshow as the homepage slideshow. Okay, so if we went back to Cherry Tree Lodge, and I wanted to go to this page, for instance. Okay, this page here. This page is a little bit different because it has a sidebar. A sidebar has widgets. They were the widgets that I showed you in my Getting Started video. Basically, to change that information, you need to go into the dashboard, Appearance, Widgets. Okay, so I'm going to go and show you this page, Edit page, to show you the back end of it. It's a little bit more different. So as you can see, I've set up a row here with 4 columns. There's a gap row here I've set up just to give it a bit more space, and all that information is in there. Obviously, you just need to click on the little tool there to change that information. This page has been set up with a right sidebar, which is that default sidebar which comes under Appearance, Widgets. So you need to go there to change that information. Okay, and that's a standard thing on most websites. Okay, so in the instances of these, a single image of these single images are easily changed by clicking on here and selecting something on here. This current image is only 111 kilobytes. You don't want the files to be any more than at least 500 kilobytes, I think, for those little images anyway. I mean, even 200 is too much, really. So they just need to be small for those little images. Okay, I'm going to go back to that page now. But basically, the page is set up. All you need to do to change those images is to select a new one. All the details, I'll just go back to another one. All the settings are all set. You can add links to those images as well, only if you need to. Okay, so if I'm going back to, actually I could have just gone back to View Page, to be honest. Go back to the accommodation rates. These are not clickable images. They are just small images on the page. But we can set it up so they are gallery, if you would like that done. Now, so the booking and general inquiries page, I'm going a million miles an hour, sorry. This too has the default sidebar, changeable in Appearance, Widgets. Okay, and this then also has the contact, which we went through in the getting started. And I did say to you, it's probably best if you get me to change it because it's a little bit difficult to HTML text. So anyway, that's how they work. There's your social icons showing up on the pages as per share buttons. Okay,